Morning, hope you are all good. Just on way to our morning sessions in Marlborough, which is, we had the quiz morning workout, bar, Pilates, and I just made a decision to get the brolly before leaving today, and it's a good one. It's gone against the weather report on my phone, and it's actually raining. So, never trust the weather. Similar to never trusting some of those January detoxes. And what I want to talk to you about today is actually what people don't talk about a lot when it comes to change. Morning, Marie, which is why essentially we don't do, or we stop doing the things that we know actually got us results. Why we go into the stage and go, you know, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's hard. And we go into that stage of maybe I'm not good enough. Now, no one really talks about this, but there's many changes that when we try and change a habit, start something new, whether that's a diet, whether that's exercise, whether that's a new job or anything. Right now, it's very easy to say that in January I'm going to start, and that's fine. So that's absolutely fine, by the way. I'm going to start doing something different. Many people will be, and that's okay. But what we get caught up in is sometimes almost uninformed optimism, where because right now it's comfortable, we don't quite realise what actually goes into it. And although this sounds like quite a negative thing, it's actually quite an important thing to consider, because then when we start, we get almost a bit of pessimism within it. So we kind of go, our competence maybe isn't as high as we thought, and maybe there's more to do than we thought. So maybe we're a few weeks in, it's going well, but then something comes up. Maybe something clashes with our lifestyle, whether it's, fingers crossed, social events, or whether it's just restrictive, if it's a diet, whether it's just taking too much time, whatever the thing that we're trying to do is. And we start to question it and start to go into this state of, well, actually, this is harder than I thought. I can't do it. I'm rubbish. Maybe you're not seeing the results as fast as you'd like. Maybe you want them faster, quicker. But I just want to say now that moment is the moment where you can either stop and almost go back to where you were before, which actually takes you further away from where you want to be. Or it's at this moment where often you'll get a breakthrough. Because if you think about it, living a problem-free life or a challenge-free life doesn't really exist, because in that moment you have a choice to create a problem, and you'll always have problems, but you have the choice to create it. And the bigger the problem and the more you can choose your problems, the bigger the reward you're going to get. For example, I can say it's hard. I can say, you know what, it's raining today, I'm carrying a brolly, should I just do this video or not? It's a bit cold, it's a bit rainy. But I could say all sorts of things like that and go into that state. But the alternative, or I could get in the car, the alternative is I don't get the walk and I create another problem because I'm cold. I don't kind of wake up as much. My energy levels are lower. And it's the same when it comes to doing something like exercise, when you don't really feel like doing it. We can go into that stage, and if we don't do it, and of course there's going to be times where you don't have to do it, but when we almost give up and just go, you know, I'll try something else, we skip to something else, we try something new, try something different, and keep going to something else. And again, there's a time for that. But if we keep swapping and changing, we're always going to keep going back to the start, where we have that uninformed optimism, where it seems like it's the golden bullet. And of course, I can go into a bit more of the physiology and psychology around when you might actually want to change your nutrition and exercise program. This is more about the habits of change in anything. And what you've got to remember is, just like footprints in the snow, the more footprints you put down, the easier it is to see the path of where you need to go. And just think of every day, that little habit as a footprint that you've put down. If you stop doing it, those footprints get covered, and we don't know our way anymore. But if you keep doing it, eventually it will become so habitual, you don't even need to see the footprints to get where you want to go. And just remember that wanting results faster, whether that's weight loss or whether that's getting fitter, whether that's having more energy, and having times where something else comes up, like an obstacle along the way, is a part of the process. And it's these problems that when you solve them, you get better rewards from it, because you start to build a program that fits your lifestyle, because those obstacles come up for a reason, normally because they clash with something that you value. So for example, someone might say, oh, I'm doing this detox diet. Oh no, I can't do that because I'd like to eat with my family every evening, like that. Okay, cool. So that's important to you. If you really want to do it, could you control the meals you can that day, and then on the meals that you're having with your family, could you then eat with them on that part? So you're starting to take a little bit from one part, but make it the Matt diet, the Marie diet, the Jane diet, whatever it is, you're making it your own, so it fits your lifestyle, so you actually can do it, and you start to align this with your actions, with your values. Your actions now align with your values. It's awfully dark today in this street. Anyway, I hope that helps in that. My point in here is that when you get to that stage of change, that is a clear sign that you're probably actually about to make a breakthrough. And I know it sounds really obvious, but it's at that point that we often give up. And when we give up at that state, like I said, we go back to the start, and then we've got to encounter them all again. But it feels nicer to go back to the start. You know, when we go, I've got too much on, so, you know, it's stressing me out that I can't do it all. When we go into that state, you've got to know that the alternative here, the alternative is actually just going back to the start. And know that you don't have to do it all the time. You could just put one less footprint in the snow, but one less footprint is still one more footprint than none. Hopefully you like analogies. I like them. Anyway, we are here, about to get going. And remember, let me turn around. I'll finish with that. Your pace is always the right pace. Small habits, compound effect. Anyway, best turn the Christmas tree on before I feel less festive. We need to get it back on. Ready? Should we have a countdown? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you even notice that? Look, don't worry. It's just the camera doesn't do it justice, okay? It just doesn't do it justice. Anyway, speak soon. Make it a great day, okay? Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you later. Take care.